Hello. So, I'm just going to give you some ideas to think about when you're thinking about branding yourself. So, DIY branding yourself. You don't necessarily need a a designer or a branding consultant to make a brand. You can think of these ideas yourself. One thing I want to say is that also your brand can change because if your brand is you, which most of the time it will be, I think that's the person I'm talking to mostly on here, you are going to evolve, hopefully. Every 5 years, every 2 years, every 10 years, you will evolve. So just because you've done your branding, just because maybe you've even paid for someone to do your branding 2 or 3 years ago, if you feel like you've changed drastically, your messaging has changed, or what you do has changed, or your colors have changed, your styles have changed, that's the time to rebrand. So these are some tips on how to rebrand for yourself, by yourself, DIY branding. So think about um, think about all your likes and dislikes. So think about look into your wardrobe and look at all the clothes that you mainly wear, the ones that just like create so much spark and joy, and when you put them on, you just feel so yourself. Are they mostly muted? Do you have a capsule wardrobe? Are they bright and colourful and patterned and have animal prints all over them? Um, are you mainly monochrome, black and white, and very stark? If you have come across my Find Your Colour Seasonal Personality Type, you can sign up in the video in my banner for free. Find your colors, your branding colors, and in that you go through like a bunch of like imagery to find your seasonal archetype, basically. And I find that very, very helpful, just to go through interiors and style and just look and feel, to feel into which represents you most right now. So other things like, what's your favorite drink? Like when you go out, what's your signature drink? What do you love? Is it kombucha? Is it a brandy? If I think of a brandy, I think of a dark, moody, maybe smoky, but like marble, elegant, but leather, all that kind of thing. An autumnal brand. I always find that word hard to say. Autumnal, I think I said it right. And then if I think of kombucha, I think more of like earthy tones. Not necessarily because I'm a kombucha drinker and I like bright tones, but this is what it conjures up for me, more earthy and natural and activist, that kind of thing. And then now think of like if you've had magazines in the past, which I used to have so many magazines and now I don't, but if you could remember the magazines that you would get, because now we're just mainly on Pinterest and Instagram, and I think that can be a little bit of an algorithm bubble. So just the style can get a bit boring. I mean, the algorithm is amazing because it feeds you what you like, but at the same time, it does put you in a box. So try and go outside of just Instagram and Pinterest, for instance. Yeah, think about the magazines that you really liked and what did you like about them. I remember I really liked the magazine, I think it was called Women or Woman or something. Great Women. I can't remember exactly, but it was thick and it was all about great women. And I loved the design. It was really big. It was like textured paper. It was very clear in editorial style, which is very trendy right now, but that I was reading that like 10 years ago. And there was like a big serif font, black with a white banner, and then a big photo. It was just very bold and like clear, and I really liked the style of that. I also really liked cereal, so that's slightly different. It was very minimal, and also Kinfolk. I really like Kinfolk. Those two are very minimal, and yeah. So there's just so much that can inform what kind of style you like. Sometimes you might get completely conflicting things, like I just said. The minimal, and then I've also got this really colourful side of me as well. But you can learn how to marry those two, and that can be a video for another time. What other things? When you go for a walk, do you look into what would be your ideal walk? Would it be in mountains or fields and flowers, or cliff tops with sea, or would it be skyscrapers in a city, or window shopping? And that will also inform what kind of person you are and what kind of style you are. What kind of flowers? What kind of bunch of flowers? If you were to choose a bunch of flowers, would they be mimosas or peonies, or would it be just a bunch of like lots of different color flowers, or just some sunflowers? That really shows your style. What kind of conversations do you have? What likes and dislikes do you have? And what sort of controversial things do you think in your mind? Because that's also quite important, because the language you use on your website is you. And actually, don't shy away from anything controversial, because people remember you for those controversial things. Even if they don't agree with them, they will still remember you for it. And they probably won't remember the message, they'll just remember that you did shit hot design, or you did whatever work you do. You did like very bespoke coaching, or very unique yoga classes, or whatever it is. So think about like interior, for instance. Think about, do you like deep, velvety, earthy tone, but bright colors with patterns? Or do you like the toned down or sun washed colors of linens and fairly minimal? Or do you like the starkness of black and white monochrome and stark patterns and just like the bright blues and bright magentas? These are all going to inform what your brand is. So ask yourself all those questions, write them down, journal them down, and start like a visual diary wherever you do. So it might be Notion, it might be on Instagram, it might be on Notes, it might be in a scrapbook. I started using Notion and I've just absolutely loved it, because you can clip all sorts of things, websites, make notes, you can drag and drop, and you can add in photos and all that kind of, and galleries. So have your inspiration to hand, and see what you love and see what excites you. You know, like look at brands that you really love when you're going to the supermarket, and look at like beauty brands and see which one you're most like drawn to, because it's usually the branding that draws you in. Is it the earthy ones that you know, the brown box with just like minimal writing? Or is it the florals with lots of different colors, you know? Start getting interested in your interests. And that will start, basically, it will ignite the inner algorithm in you to start creating your brand. And so then when you come to the point of making decisions about what font should I use, and what logo should I have, what colors should I put on my website, you'll just be way better informed, and your decisions will come from a better place. The first place to start would be my free 3-day video email course on how to find your brand colors. And within that, there is a find your seasonal archetype in there. So along with this video and that, you're really going to start to get an idea of your brand, and then you'll be ready to build your website. So, and take up a corner, a beautiful corner on the website, on the web world, the wonderful web world. So I hope you've liked this video. If you do, please just take 2 seconds to just click like and subscribe, and it just helps me out a huge amount. Thank you for watching.